Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Friends, we are looking today at, as always, into the CNBC homepage, and I can see that Dow futures are red, and we have a mildly positive S&P futures. It's around plus 0.05, which is neither here nor there, and Nasdaq future is also mildly up 0.30%. Now, one of the things that I'm feeling about, really worried about, is the overall economic situation, the high debt, and all the government policy moves which are coming fast and furious, as well as the geopolitical issues. And yesterday I was rightly concerned, and we saw a huge drop. And my feeling has not changed that much. We are coming to the end of the week. This is Friday. And most probably what's going to happen is people wouldn't want to have money on the table when they are away for 2 days. So I'm expecting the selling pressure to continue today and more money taken off the market. And another thing I want to share with you is this old December 31, 2024 exhibit, which at that time said mutual fund cash balances stand at a record low. I'm using this as a prop mainly because I'm thinking that if in December of 2024 itself, mutual funds had a very low cash reserves, then just look at also the retail investor. A lot of money is going into leverage funds because that way retail investors can take the advantage of leverage. And all of this means people have pushed everything they got and the kitchen sink into the market. So the amount of risk that is seen right now is being managed by rotating between the various sectors, I would say. That's why the VIX is still low, even though we saw such a huge drop. So we are in very strange times. So as a retail investor, personally, I'm being very careful. With that said, I think I would like to get into the analysis for today. So Nasdaq futures are up 0.34%, and they still have a support out here at 22,079.75. But you can already see that the MACD is moving towards the signal line. However, the momentum is still strong. And if I look at S&P 500, we see the same dynamic when it comes to the MACD, but the RSI is a bit flatter than the Nasdaq. So S&P 500 seems to be a little bit weaker this morning as compared to Nasdaq, and it still has got a resistance at 615, 6.25, which it was not able to breach yesterday despite a very strong start. And today, pre-market, it's up 0.07%, but I'm thinking that this could be unfounded optimism, and we may probably come down. Of course, when the market goes down, it's a buying opportunity, but I won't buy yet because there may be more to go. If you look at the 10-year treasury yields, they are down by 0.42%. So when yields go down because of the fact that there is going to be inflation and the interest rates are going to be hiked, that means a different thing to the stock price. When the yields go down because of flight to safety, because of geopolitical risks, because of policy risks, and so on and so forth, then that's a different thing altogether. So we have to figure out why the yields are going down. I have no idea at this point of time. I'm still trying to figure it out. If any of you have any theories, just put it in the comment section and we'll take it from there. Then we go on to genomics today. Before genomics, let us just quickly have a look at the indicators. So Dow Jones is still getting a support on this bull channel out here, where you can see this diagonal green line that is still giving support, but unfortunately it has fallen below the 21-day exponential. So in my books, that's a bit of a bearish move. And when you couple that along with the fact that momentum has dropped to average and MACD has become very bearish, and we were already down 1.01% yesterday. So I'm thinking the crucial test for this morning is going to be whether we are going to fall below this diagonal line of support. And if we did, our next support is going to be at 43,294. So as you can see, if we start falling, it's going to get ugly. And we are on a razor thin edge. We are trying to balance ourselves so that we don't fall off the ledge. So it's very critical today that the levels are maintained. S&P 500 is down 0.43% as of yesterday. And we have this 21-day exponential, which is going to perform the role of a support if our support at 6,092 is breached. Right now, the MACD is weakening and also momentum is dropping. So that's not a very good sign. I had a reverse head and shoulder target of around 6,189 for the S&P 500. So at this point of time, that target seems to be a bit doubtful to me. Russell index is up 0.30%. It has been consolidating a lot, but I think the bias would be downwards, even though I suspect that if the yields start going down, it's going to be good for regional banks, which are a component of this index. But all this political uncertainty and the job cutting in the federal government across the board, all of those seems to indicate that there will be pressure for demand in the market, and then if there is a drop in demand, it's going to lead to weakness in the labor market, because production will go down, employment and layoffs will continue to go up. So that cycle could probably get triggered. It has not yet started right now. And the other factor we have to bear is that 21-day exponential has been breached. Our next support is going to be at 220.48. So that's the way I look at Russell index. Put call ratio seems to be a bit bullish, and VIX, as I mentioned, is still at 15.40, consolidating in this range. So with the drop that we saw yesterday, I would have expected a spike on the VIX, but the spike did not happen. So it means that there is a kind of rotation taking place. However, if you look at the breadth, these three are the breadth on the S&P 500 of the number of companies, percentage of companies which are above 20-day exponential average, above 50-day exponential average, and above 100-day exponential average. Those have kind of receded. So the broad-based support we saw earlier is kind of going back. It's getting reduced. So that's not a good sign for us. And that said, I'm going to look at gold. Gold has been consolidating, and it's not been able to breach this resistance, which is somewhere around, I would say, 2940. So we are just below that. Maybe we are able to breach it today. I don't know for sure, because MACD is not looking that great, and momentum was overbought, and it's still in the overbought range, but not the way it would be for gold, which has seen much higher levels on the RSI. So I'm still optimistic that gold will continue to consolidate in a preparation to move upwards. With that said, I want to go and have a look at genomics. And in genomics, we had a across-the-board loss everywhere except for Vertex, which again is a monetized company which has got money coming through. And Vertex is on a bull channel, as you can see here. So there's not going to be much of a difficulty for Vertex. It's got the golden cross. And we also are seeing that, wait a minute, let us see what this, so it's got the golden cross, and we're also seeing that MACD has improved and momentum is also picking up. So post earnings, the blip that was there, that has been taken care of, and we are on the recovery path, and we are on a very steep bull curve. So a little bit of moderation would be essential, but I think that we are not going to have much of a problem for Vertex until we reach 76.12. So with that said, I want to go and have a quick look at some of the key shares which have been doing very well in the recent days in genomics. One is Verve. It was down 2.97% yesterday. It is straddling the 21-day exponential moving average, and it has got this diagonal line of support for a bull channel out here, which I drew yesterday, and I'm hoping that it might let me adjust this a little bit more. So today will be a crucial test. When it was like this, we were looking at the wick out here, but instead of the wick, I'm going to take the bottom of two of these, and I would say that let us assume this to be a kind of support line. And if that's the case, then if we fall below this, we'll not only fall below the strong support that we have here of this diagonal line of support, but also the 21-day exponential. And then we have got the 200-day exponential to give us some support. And if we fall below that, then all bets are off, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens with Verve. But if you look at the MACD, it's all indicating a downward bias. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also dropping to average. And there are no pre-market trades as yet. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 3.24%. But I don't have great confidence for Ginkgo Bioworks. It has got 3 crows pattern, which is a bearish pattern so far. It's got a very bearish MACD, and it's got momentum which is below average. So I think that this false jump out here, unless there is some news in the market. Let us see if there is any news. Ginkgo Bioworks is collaborating with the European Health and Digital Executive Agency on project worth up to 24 million euros aimed at developing rapid diagnostic for respiratory diseases. Ginkgo Bioworks partner. Okay, so this is a positive news. It happened 20 hours ago, so I'm going to give the benefit of doubt to Ginkgo Bioworks. So that could be a jump up this morning for Ginkgo Bioworks, and if it breaches the 21-day exponential, we are back in business. I was worried that the geo business is going to suffer, but it seems that it's only United States where it might suffer, but rest of the world is still maintaining its sanity, and they're looking at protecting their population against emerging threats, bio threats. So this is a really good news for Ginkgo Bioworks. It should continue going up. And then we have Caribou Biosciences, which is down 1.40 as of yesterday, still below the diagonal line of support. Caribou has got a good MACD, but momentum is not yet up. No trades pre-market. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.56% pre-market after a 4.88% fall yesterday. And I'm thinking that the 21-day exponential will be our first line of support for today, and failing which the diagonal line of support that we have here from the previous bear channel is going to perform the role of a support. Pre-market, however, we are up 0.56%, but I can see that the MACD is deteriorating, and that was a result of us hitting the RSI ceiling that we have hit in the past and turned back. So I would say that there is a bit of consolidation for CRISPR Therapeutics. I'm not yet ready to believe that it's on the way down. Maybe we can create a new higher low and then start working towards creating a new higher high. And if that happens, then we'll be on a bull channel, but that will be a very steep bull channel. So we need to see more consolidation before we start moving up for CRISPR Therapeutics. Grail is up 9.07% in pre-market trades. It lost 9.20% yesterday. It's consolidating a little bit, and we have had the earnings coming out yesterday after hours, and the market is reacting to it. Our EPS has been bet by 41.89%, and we also have revenue, which is up 11.20%. So that's what is giving this jump to Grail in the pre-market trades. With that said, let's go and have a look at Prime. Prime has got no trades pre-market. It was down 4.72% in pre-market trades, and right now it's already fallen below the diagonal line of support, and it's now fallen back into the bear channel. So with the MACD being bullish, there is a little bit of hope, but the momentum falling, I think I'll wait to see another 2 or 3 days of price action before deciding whether we are gone back into the bearish channel for good. And next, I'm going to look at Beam Therapeutics, which is up 1.09% in pre-market trades, and it is still above this horizontal line of support of 33.38 thanks to the pre-market action, but yesterday it had fallen below, and we still have a resistance at 34.10, and that's going to be the resistance for today. MACD is looking okay, but moving towards the signal line, but I would say that that happened because of the overbought condition. So I think we may be in for a little bit of consolidation today for Beam. Altimmune is up 3.17% in pre-market trades. It's just above the 21-day exponential this morning after having fallen below the 21-day exponential. What exactly is Altimmune trying to do? I don't know, but we definitely need a catalyst, which might probably come with the earnings. Bluebird was down 2.90% yesterday, no trades pre-market. MACD is bullish, but momentum is below average, nothing much to say out here. Allogen is up 1.11% in pre-market trades. A lot of long wicks out here indicate potential bullishness. A lot of speculation around what's going to happen during earnings, which are due on 26th. So I would expect a little more consolidation, but the fact remains that we are below 21-day exponential, and MACD is moving towards the signal line after having had a false start out here and being overbought. So consolidation is in the books for Allogen. mRNA is up, mRNA was down 6.04% yesterday, and just now in pre-market trades we are seeing a drop of another 0.03%. It's already below the 21-day exponential. MACD is bullish, but it's tending towards the signal line, and momentum is already below average. Nothing much to say out there. ARCG is up 0.32% after falling 4.19% yesterday. I think a gap fill is in order, and we are working towards a gap fill, and the price target that I had put here of around 32.84 seems to be off the blocks. And let's look at PACB. PACB is up 2.44% this morning after falling around 7.34% yesterday. We are firmly below the support of 1.75. So I'm going to mark that as a resistance. MACD has deteriorated, but it has still not become bearish, but it's on the way. And we have momentum which is dropping, and also it's below average at this point of time. So not sure if the pre-market enthusiasm can hold. We'll have to watch what happens going forward. And Intelia is down 0.08%. It's still in the bear channel, not looking that great when you look at the price action that has happened yesterday. And also pre-market price action is slightly bearish, but momentum is still bullish, and and it's also still above average, significantly above average. Maybe it's dropping. I would like to see the market open and at least maybe 1 day of trading before deciding whether this bullishness that we saw here, which was 5 consecutive green candles, has been extinguished. And remember, we are still opposite above the 21-day exponential moving average, so it's pretty good. And then we have Illumina, which is up 0.35% in pre-market trades, and we have a support which was at 97.68, and that has been breached. And pre-market we are at 97.54. Not sure if we are going to be able to come up again, and I think this would be a good opportunity to start dollar cost average accumulating a little bit of Illumina. I think this is as low as it probably can get based on the history that we have going back to 29th of May 2024. So let us see what happens. If some good news comes from China, as I mentioned yesterday, that could be a solid rebound on Illumina. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed on this one. IMTX has got no trades pre-market, looking very weak. Editas is up 4.85% in pre-market trades. I don't know where it is going. I think we are going to be a little bit volatile until we come to the earnings, which is on 26th of February. And that's a few more days away, 5 days away. Iowa is up 0.53% pre-market, still below the 21-day exponential. Nothing much to talk about here. Unicure is down 0.77%. I think it's aiming to do the gap fill unless we get a catalyst from earnings. And next, Vertex has been going up, and it's been recovering from the post earnings drop that it experienced. Vertex is looking pretty good to me, and there's more gains on the horizon. RSI is very far away, so RSI ceiling is very far away. It's not yet overbought, so more gains for Vertex. With that, my friends, I'm going to move on to AI. We have to move quickly today. Time is clicking away. And we have Google, which is up 0.25% in pre-market trades. It's got a huge support rectangle out here, which I have drawn. So I think this is going to give a lot of support to Google. And it may consolidate a little bit before moving up further. And that consolidation could also be because of all the risks that we are seeing both geopolitical as well as domestic in terms of policy decisions and economy itself. So I'm going to think that Google is consolidating, and we have Tesla, which is up 0.33% in pre-market trades, and it is still below 360, which was a support that we breached yesterday, and I'm going to mark that as red. And MACD is trying to correct itself, but momentum is still below average. I'm not very confident about Tesla at this point of time. I would like to see more market data come through. Apple is down 0.04%. I'm thinking that it has still got support from this diagonal line of support out here. MACD is bullish, but momentum is a little bit flat. I want to see what happens when the market opens, but I'm not saying that we are in a bear channel yet, because we have come out of this diagonal line of resistance, and we also have a new bull channel out here because we have had 2 higher lows, and we want to see if we are going to create more higher lows and create a new bull channel. So I'm just putting this placeholder out here. I'm waiting for that to be validated. Meta is up 0.69% after dropping yesterday and coming to closer to 21-day exponential and being pushed back. We want to see if the 21-day exponential can hold. Looking at the MACD, I'm not feeling optimistic. Looking at the way the momentum has fallen sharply, I'm not that optimistic either. But since we are above average in the momentum, I'm hoping that we'll have a little bit of consolidation, and there's a chance that the 21-day exponential can provide support and keep us above. So that's what I'm expecting for Meta. Microsoft is up 0.35% after being up 0.33% yesterday. Slowly but steadily, it is trying to help prevent a death cross out here, and I hope it gets successful because it has got the quantum chip, which is the big bullish catalyst at this point of time for Microsoft. And also Satya Nadella has been doing a few rounds in the media all of that should give us a boost. And if you have not seen, go and look in YouTube for Microsoft channel, and in Microsoft channel they have a video on how the new quantum chip works and how it promises. It's absolutely fabulous. If it wasn't for the market environment, I think Microsoft will be jumping up. So check it out. I think Microsoft has a good chance of engineering a positive outcome out here. And let's look at Amazon. Amazon is up 0.36% after dropping 1.65%. We are already below this diagonal line of support from the previous bull channel. I want to see higher lows, and I'm not seeing that yet. If we start forming new higher lows, I'll be optimistic, but MACD and momentum do not seem encouraging. Nvidia is up 0.06% after being up 0.63% yesterday, and we have earnings coming out on 26th of February. So there is a bit of consolidation happening here. If we are able to breach 140.85 today, I'd be really happy. And MACD is not giving that indication. Momentum is relatively flat. Pre-market action is also not giving any indication. Let's see what happens with Nvidia today. Qualcomm is up 0.01% after dropping 0.87% in the trading yesterday. I'm still thinking that there's a bit of consolidation happening here. Consolidation is good, but MACD is not repairing itself. Momentum is also dropping. So I'm getting less optimistic about the 200.54. I have Qualcomm based on this target, so I have to take a decision whether I want to keep it or I want to sell it. I'll wait for a few more days of data before making that decision. AMD is up 0.30% after being down 0.45% yesterday, recovering part of yesterday's loss. But the damage was done yesterday, in my opinion, because we have fallen below the 21-day exponential moving average. Momentum is also below average, but MACD is still looking good. FNGU is up 0.96% in pre-market trades. AVGO is down 0.28. It is, I think, kind of slowly falling down. Maybe it's moving towards doing the gap fill out here because MACD and momentum are not looking good. Oracle is also starting to slip. It was down 3.04% yesterday. Pre-market it's up 0.39%, but MACD is not looking that encouraging, neither is the momentum. Palantir was down 5.17% yesterday, and there is a pre-market enthusiasm. It's going up by 0.90%, but I'm looking at the gap fill happening. MACD is not looking great. Momentum is also not looking great. So further drops are in order for Palantir given the rich valuation. Then we let's go directly to Adobe now. Adobe is up 0.007% after dropping 0.50%. I've sold most of my Adobe. I think I have a little bit in one of the other portfolios which we are not tracking, and there also I put a sales order. I'll have to go and check if it's already sold. I'm off the bets about this cup and handle pattern of 478. I think Adobe is on the way down. SMCI is up 1.57% pre-market trades. It was down 1.63% yesterday. It's still consolidating out here, and we still have a strong resistance at 64.10. And I think our 21-day exponential is trying to meet the 200-day exponential in order to do a golden cross, but the 200-day exponential is starting to move away with this weakness that we have seen here. But MACD is still very strong. Momentum is overbought, so consolidation is in order for SMCI. So even though I see 1.52% gain in the pre-market trades, I think by the time we end the day, we'll end up with a consolidation out here. ARM Holdings is continuing its march downwards, and it will go down further. ASML is consolidating. It was down 0.23% yesterday. It's gained it all back in the pre-market session. I'm looking for consolidation and the 21-day exponential to continue provide support, but the MACD is starting to indicate a move towards the bearish side, and momentum is just above average and flat. So either consolidation or dropping below the 21-day exponential is in card for ASML. Intel, after a valiant raise, is now starting to consolidate, and pre-market it's down 0.08%. MACD is improving, and it's trying to stay above the bearishness, but there is a light bit of deterioration out here, and momentum, after being overbought, has come back down before having challenged the previous highs on the RSI. So that's also a sign of concern. So I'm thinking that we are starting to consolidate somewhere out here. If we stay about 21-day exponential today, I'll be very happy with that. And then semiconductor ETF SMH is up 0.31% after being up 0.18% yesterday. So a lot of consolidation is is on order because momentum is not that great, even though MACD is bullish. I think NVIDIA will probably decide the direction of SMH, and I'm going to avoid AVAV for today. I'm going to go for Snowflake, which is up 0.02% after a drop of 0.86% yesterday. So I'm going to do a little bit of analysis out here. I'm going to put a diagonal line of support out here, and I'm going to treat this as a bull channel. And if this is a bull channel, and if we were looking at this cup and handle target, if we fall below this diagonal line of support, and if we fall below the 21-day exponential, I'm going to discard this target of 225.15 for Snowflake. Next, going on to Netflix. Netflix is up 0.27% after dropping 1.80 yesterday. I'm looking at a gap fill out here. If we drop below the 21-day exponential, MACD is deteriorating and our momentum is also dropping. Netflix is not looking that great. Dell is up 0.68% after dropping 0.88% yesterday. Not looking that great on the charts. Maybe a bit of consolidation or drop is in order. Rigetti is picking up 1.13% in pre-market after 3.99% gain yesterday. It's neither here nor there. MACD is trying to improve, but momentum is below average. So I would welcome the consolidation, but nothing more. SMR is up 1.59% in pre-market after dropping 1.66% yesterday. After a series of drop and after going to bottom on the MACD, I think we are looking at potentially a dead cat bounce out here, but momentum says that there is still more room for it to fall before a dead cat bounce. So I'm not that optimistic about SMR in the morning trades. With that, my friends, I'm about to end this live stream. Let me look at the comments. Thanks, Sin, for joining me and giving me some company. Yeah, everybody's working hard. You're working hard. Thanks for coming still. Go back to sleep. I think we are looking at a market that's going to go down today again. That's my opinion, especially given that it's a Friday. And I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Bye for now, friends. See you later.